The supremacy battle between President William Samoei Ruto and his former deputy Rigathi Gachagua has taken a new form and shape, and it has gone to a higher level. This time round, it is being played at the Supreme Court. It is being played at the judiciary. And I want to humbly submit to you that there are two things that will happen. One, William Ruto cannot afford to go to 2027 election with the Supreme Court as is now constituted. Because if anything happens and William Ruto is taken to that court after 2027 election, William Ruto is going to lose terribly. Because there is bad blood between the executive and the judicial arm of the government. Number two, I have a feeling that Rigathi is going to win the impeachment case against him. And that case will end up at the Supreme Court level. And Madam Martha Koome and the team will look for a loophole to ensure that Rigathi walks scot-free. Number three, Rigathi Gachagua learned very closely how William Ruto dealt with his former boss, Uhuru Kenyatta. It is William Ruto who told Uhuru that Maraga had nullified his elections and therefore Maraga was his worst enemy. And when they went for that repeat election after 2017, there was bad blood between Uhuru Kenyatta and Maraga. Uhuru denied the judiciary money that would help them run their responsibilities, and Maraga complained as much. As a result of that, the first casualty was the BBI that was being headed or championed by Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. Now Gachagua, having watched that, he's now creating an enmity, widening an enmity and rift between William Ruto and the judiciary. As we speak, there is a sudden rush to remove the Supreme Court judges from office. And this is orchestrated and being masterminded by William Ruto through Nelson Harvey, the former Law Society of Kenya chairperson, and Grand Muller, the city lawyer. Now, Rigathi Gachagua has taken that to his advantage, and he is now warning William Ruto that it is not going to be business as usual. He's trying to ethnicize this war, and I can assure you that Gachagua might just win this.
Ako na damu ya watoto wa Gen Z, alafu wamesanya pesa na magunia, anaita wa Meru na kuwahonga na kudanganya nyinyi atimupeane priority. Ni uongo si uongo? Tena kama unataka kuongea na watu ya Meru, kuja Meru, ita mkutano kama hii udanganya wa Meru, alafu watakuonesha ni nini Meru na kuanga. Unajua tunataka watu waheshimu watu, tuheshimiane. Let us respect each other. These Meru people have been taken for granted for too long. It must come to an end. Hii maneno kama sasa rais amepanga kufukuza Justice Martha Koome. And I want to tell you, my people of Meru, huyu rais tulimchagua, tulimpenda. Alikuja na Biblia, tukafikiria ni Mkristo, mtu mzuri. Alitudanganya, hakutudanganya. Tukamchagua. Kufika pale ametumia hiyo kiti kumaliza watu ya Mount Kenya. Ameanza na Rigathi Gachagua, amemfukuza. Akarudi akafukuza Metheka. Sasa amepanga jama ya kumfukuza Martha Koome. Na amepanga pale kotini anahonga watu kufukuza Martha Koome. Mimi nakuuliza Rais William Ruto, hii watu ya mlima walikupenda, walikupatia kura, uliwadanganya na Biblia. Umeamua kumaliza watoto wote kutoka mlima. Kiongozi yeyote ambaye ako na msimamo, umetupangia jama ya kutufukuza katika serikali katika Kenya. Na anataka akifukuza hii watu, amalize biashara zote za watu ya mlima Kenya. Lakini mimi nakuambia rais, ukifukuza Martha Koome, usikanyange hapa Meru. Mimi nataka nikuambie, Ulifukuza Rigathi Gachagua, watu ya mlima wakanyamaza. Ukafikiria ni waoga. Tunakuambia rais, wewe panga jama, ufukuze Martha Koome, na wewe ukae Nairobi, usikanyange hapa Meru tena ukifukuza Martha Koome. Negwadu waitu. Nemobwetekera Martha Koome igato. Mutakubali? Kwani wa Meru mmekuwa waoga? Unajua this is too much now. How do you purge the leadership of an entire community that made you president? Umepanga jama ya kumaliza jamii ya mlima, kumaliza viongozi wao wale wako na msimamo na kuweka vibaraka, kumaliza biashara ya watu ya mlima. Mambo ya miraa ulituahidi utaangalia. Ameangalia? Ameangalia? Si alikuwa anakuja hapa kwa gari anakula miraa akiwa kwa gari juu? Ilikuwa ni uongo si uongo? You know, how do you take an entire community as fools? Umetutumia vibaya kama jamii. Umetutumia vibaya kama tissue paper. Tumekuchagua. You have turned against us as a community. Umesanya jamii zote kuziunganisha kutuelekea sisi kama jamii. Lakini tunakuambia William Ruto, Mungu hatakubali umalize jamii ya mlima Kenya. Siko namna hiyo. Sasa hii wabunge ya Meru, Martha Koome anafukuzwa, wamenyamaza. Huyu mjumbe wenu mlimtuma kule akanifukuze? Mlimtuma akapitisha finance bill? Sasa Martha Koome anafukuzwa. Senator wa Meru amenyamaza. MPs wote 10 wamenyamaza. Kwani tumekuwa nini Meru? What is happening to the people of Meru? Watu wa Meru wanajulikana kwa kuwa wanunui uoga. Watu wa Meru ni watu shupavu. These are the descendants of the Mau Mau struggle. Tulikuwa na General Mwaliama, General Baimunge. What has happened to the leadership of Meru? Ya kwamba munaketi na Rais William Ruto akipanga kutumaliza kama jamii, akiumiza viongozi wetu. Anapigana na mama. Rais, ulipigana na mimi Rigathi Gachagua, mimi ni mwanaume. Wachana na Martha Koome, ni mwanamke. Bono unapigana na wanawake. Can you fight your fellow men? Si ndio? Apigana na wanaume? Awachana na huyu mama. Na huyu mama anafukuzwa kwa sababu amekataa kuua mtu ya Yesa. Si ndio? Mtasimama na Martha Koome? Mtasimama na yeye? Huyu mama akifukuzwa, nipige filimbi mtoke kwa barabara. Mtatoka au mtatoka? Mtatoka au mtatoka? Nimuka umera? Yes. We are not going to sit again. We are not going to sit again as William Ruto destroy the leadership of the Mount Kenya Legion. It's too much. It is too much. It cannot be. Pahali huyu rais ametufikisha sasa, it is too much. Semeni is too much. Yes. Na hao viongozi wote wamesaliti jamii, mumepanga mambo yao. Hao viongozi wote wa Meru ambao wamesalili jamii yetu, wametuuza tumbo zao. Mtawashughulikia? Mtawashughulikia? Saa ngapi asubuhi 2027? Saa ngapi? Asubuhi na mapema. Mtawashughulikia? Mtawashughulikia?
Pili, tumekusikia ukisema ati mtu asijaribu kugusa CJ Koome. Sijui unajaribu kutisha rais. Mtu asijaribu kufuta kazi CJ Koome. CJ Koome ako kwa ofisi constitutionally na hakuna mtu wako na maneno. Lakini tunaelewa utapeli yako na ukora yako. Unajaribu kujifanya unatetee ndio akusaidie kwa ile kesi uko nayo ya impeachment. Inaitwa reverse psychology. You are pretending to be supporting CJ Koome with clear intention that you have a case before the court and you know that case will end in Supreme Court kwa mikono ya CJ Koome. So kujifanya kwako unatetea Koome ni kujaribu kuenda kujaribu kuinfluence ile kesi. Hiyo yako ni kama corruption. It amounts to corruption. You are trying to corrupt the court through fake defending the court, which they have not asked you to defend. The court is independent. We are supporting is that arm of government which is doing its work, na CJ Koome anafanya kazi yake, na kuna procedure. Kazi ya Koome si political kama ile umesoea kwa kichwa yako mingi, bwana wa Munyoro.
Gachagua sounded very angry and mad, but I'll tell you that this is all but politics. What have you captured in that speech? Because that is exactly what I want us to talk about here. Kindly subscribe to our channel. If you are watching us for the first time, please click the notification bell. That will allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. Please don't forget to like and share videos. It goes a long way in promoting the channel and the video. Thank you once again to those who support this channel in one way or the other. Ladies and gentlemen, from that speech alone, Gachagua has decided to entrench himself as the Mount Kenya kingpin and is setting Mount Kenya against William Ruto. He's actually locking William Ruto out of Mount Kenya. Of course, he has done that. Remember, before he was impeached, he was accused of playing village politics. And they told Gachagua that he should send an olive branch to other people because you're a national leader. Rigathi said, every politics is local, and that is exactly what Rigathi Gachagua is doing. He sounded angry, and he's telling those people that, Koome is our person. If she is sent home, then it means William Ruto and our Dharau, and is therefore locking himself. Remember, William Ruto appointed Kindiki, and he thought Kindiki would be a link between Mount Kenya and him, but that is not working. Of late, Kindiki is organizing some town hall meetings, meeting people in Karen, and Rigathi is asking him, if you are man enough, why don't you come to Meru and meet people? And that tells you that apart from locking William Ruto out of Mount Kenya, apart from declaring himself as the sole Mount Kenya kingpin, he is also beating Kithure Kindiki in his own game. He's telling them Kithure is quiet. He's telling them, as your kingpin, I'm supposed to be speaking on behalf of the leaders who are about to be persecuted by William Samoei Ruto. And he's reminding them that he himself was a victim of that hatred. And he says there's a secret hand. Apart from him, there was Mr. Inturi, who was the cabinet secretary for agriculture. And then he's saying it is now Madam Martha Koome. In other words, he's telling the Meru community, we are being finished and no one is talking about it. So he's telling them Kithure Kindiki is just a flower girl. And indeed, he's reminding them that I was there to speak on your behalf. Now Kithure Kindiki is there and he's muzzled. So after locking William Ruto out of Mount Kenya, he's also trying to lock Kithure Kindiki, sort of demeaning and reducing his position, Kindiki's position, as that of just a flower girl. By extension, Rigathi is accusing the members of parliament who are there to be very quiet when ostensibly their chief justice, because in Kenya, we hold our positions on behalf of our ethnic groups. So he's telling them, the MPs, including the senators, are quiet when William Ruto has orchestrated the move to kick out Madam Martha Koome. And so what Rigathi Gachagua is simply doing, Rigathi is preparing a team that is going to go with in 2027. And so anyone who supported his impeachment, anyone who is still with William Ruto, anyone who is not talking when they feel aggrieved is an enemy, and they are going to be left because this train is moving. That is why he's reminding them that, these MPs are not talking. So Rigathi has got his team led by the four senators, Karungu Athangwa, Joe Nyotu, those senators. So he's also preparing for that. Rigathi Gachagua is inviting women to this war. He's reminding them that Koome is a woman, and in politics you find for loopholes, and therefore he's telling the women that you cannot be quiet when one of your own is being fought. So women are going to look at it and feel that Koome is being fought because she's a woman, and that is going to take a tall order on William Samoei Ruto. I don't know how it is going to be taken, but you will see women ganging up, and they will start, making a ring around Madam Martha Koome to try and protect her. The only problem with Madam Martha Koome is that the opposition will support her ouster very early in the morning because of the terms that she used, non-judicial terms like hot air and wild goose chase. If she hadn't messed up with the opposition, to be very precise, Raila, Kalonzo and all the team, maybe they would have, protected her. People like Wavinya Ndeti, people like Gladys Wanga, Millie Gesagesa, they would have ganged up and tried to protect her. But she has fallen out with the opposition. William Ruto is a very crafty politician. Before you are exposed, he will allow you, set you up against Raila, set you up against the people who are supposed to protect you. Then by the time he unleashes his wrath on you, you are naked, like Madam Martha Koome. Many times it will be very easy to run towards the opposition, but who will hear her? It is not very easy. So Rigathi is trying to set the women to come up and protect her. There is a case that is before the judiciary, the impeachment motion against Rigathi Gachagua. In as much as you may think it is overtaken by events, but Rigathi still has a chance to contest for the next election. Because the way things are moving, Rigathi is endearing himself to the judiciary. Wakati uko na shida, ndio utaona watu ambao wanajipendekeza kwako wakisema wao ni marafiki zako. Ukiwa na msiba, ukiwa mgonjwa, wale ambao wanakuja kukuona hospitalini ama wale wanakuja kukufariji, ndio kwako wewe mwenyewe utasema hawa ni marafiki zangu. When you are in trouble, when you are facing any kind of predicament, the people who come during your lowest moment, you will count them as your friends. When you're sick and some people come to see you in the hospital, or you're bereaved and some people come to mourn with you and give you solace, those are your friends. During this moment, the Supreme Court judges are under siege. They have no one to protect them. Like I said, they were set up and they have fallen out with the opposition. And so for Rigathi Gachagua, when they see Rigathi Gachagua coming to speak on their behalf, they're very happy. And so that case that is before them the verdict might be pro Rigathi Gachagua. They might give him his prayers, I can assure you. But why would William Ruto be in such a hurry to remove the Supreme Court judges? We can say that the Supreme Court judges are the ones that gave him victory. Of course, they gave the victory all the way through 2013, 2017, and 2022. But remember, these judges were appointed by Uhuru Kenyatta. The appointing authority then was Uhuru Kenyatta. And so William Ruto is reading mischief. He wants his own people. Ruto is like a coach that has taken over a team, and they were players, however good they were. But sometimes they don't listen to you. He wants his own team members that he has assigned from different clubs. He wants to put up his own team that will help him in 2027, because some of those team are still loyal to Uhuru Kenyatta. That is what he thinks. And so come 2027, he feels that they can gang up. Rigathi, Uhuru, those people can gang up, and he might lose his case if at all the presidential case goes to the Supreme Court. In 2013, it ended up in court, 2017 and 2022. So he anticipates that this might also end up in court, considering the amount of rebellion that is facing in the country. So, ladies and gentlemen, that speech from Rigathi Gachagua is a powerful, is very explosive. But to me, it has revealed to me all this that I've mentioned to you. What do you think about that speech? And do you think today, if William Ruto, any of his case gets to court, do you think he will have his way? For me, I don't think so. Because the judiciary might be out to punish him the way they were out to punish Uhuru Kenyatta.